Lisa Morgan rubbed her tired eyes and stared at the equations on her screen. The small office at the Armstrong Space Institute was quiet this late at night. Only the soft hum of the air system kept her company. For 3 years, she had worked on her theory. For 3 years, most of her coworkers had called her crazy. "Still here, Lisa?" Alan Wright stood in her doorway, coffee in hand. His tall frame leaned against the wall, his expression a mix of concern and doubt. "The numbers make sense, Alan. They always have." Lisa pointed at her screen. "We've been looking at space-time all wrong." Alan sighed. "Every species in the Galactic Alliance has tried to break the light barrier. 17 different alien civilizations with technology thousands of years ahead of ours. None of them could do it. That doesn't mean it's impossible. The Vextar have been traveling the stars for 50,000 years. You think you found something they missed?" Lisa stood up and walked to the large window overlooking the lunar landscape. Earth hung in the black sky, beautiful and blue. It had been 30 years since humans had joined the Galactic Alliance. 30 years of learning they weren't as special as they once thought. "Maybe we're different," she said quietly. Alan laughed. "That's what every human wants to believe. We're not special, Lisa. We're just the new kids." The wormhole gates that connected star systems were humanity's only way to reach other worlds. Built by the mysterious precursors long ago, these gates allowed ships to jump vast distances instantly. But no one could go faster than light on their own. It was the rule every alien race accepted. Lisa turned to face Alan. "The Zulari brain has 7 lobes. The Eldar can see ultraviolet light. The Vextar can hibernate for decades. Every species is unique. What if our brains process space-time differently?" "Your funding review is next week," Alan reminded her. "The board won't approve another year of this." After Alan left, Lisa sent a message to her other ally. Commander Jack Pearson had access to Navy ships. He believed in her when others didn't. "I got your message," his reply came quickly. "The Pathfinder will be ready tomorrow. No promises this test will be different." Lisa smiled. She had a feeling this time would be different. The next day, Lisa boarded the small Navy scout ship. The Pathfinder was not impressive, just a basic ship used for short missions around the solar system. Jack had modified it with her experimental dry system. "We have clearance for testing near Neptune," Jack told her as they prepared for launch. His strong hands moved confidently over the controls. "If anything goes wrong, we abort immediately." "It'll work," Lisa said. 6 hours later, they reached the test area. Neptune's blue surface shimmered below them. Lisa checked her equipment one last time. "Beginning test sequence," Jack announced. "Power levels normal." Lisa watched the energy readings climb. Everything was working as expected. Then suddenly, a warning light flashed. "We have a problem," Jack said, his voice tense. "Power surge in the main drive." Lisa moved quickly to fix it, but the system was already reacting. The stars outside the window began to stretch and blur. "Jack, what's happening?" "I don't know. Speed increasing. We're at 0.8 light speed. 0.9. We're at..." He stared at the reading in disbelief. "We're at 1.3 times the speed of light. That's impossible." The ship shuddered, then everything went quiet. The emergency systems kicked in, and the Pathfinder dropped back to normal space. Through the window, Lisa could see they were on the other side of Neptune. They had traveled millions of miles in seconds. "We did it," she whispered. Jack looked at her, his face pale. "The aliens said this couldn't happen. What did we just do?" Before Lisa could answer, the communication system lit up. It was Admiral Rivera from Earth Fleet Command. "Return to base immediately," the Admiral ordered. "The Vextar ambassador is demanding an emergency meeting. Someone leaked information about your test." Lisa and Jack exchanged worried looks. They had just changed everything, and the galaxy wasn't going to be happy about it. The meeting room at Earth Fleet Command was packed with officials. Lisa and Jack sat at one end of the long table, feeling like they were on trial. Admiral Rivera stood at the front, her face serious. Next to her was Krillix, the Vextar ambassador, his gray skin looking almost blue under the bright lights. "You have broken one of the fundamental laws of physics," Krillix said, his voice translator making his words sound flat. "This is not possible." "But we did it," Lisa said. "Our sensors confirmed it. We reached 1.3 times the speed of light." "Your sensors are wrong," Krillix insisted. "No species can travel faster than light without a wormhole gate. This is known." Jack placed a data chip on the table. "The sensor logs are all here. We've checked them 3 times. Admiral Rivera picked up the chip. "I've had our best scientists review this data. There's no mistake. The Pathfinder did break the light barrier, if only for a few seconds." The room filled with whispers. Krillix's 4 eyes blinked rapidly, a sign of distress in his species. "This research must be stopped immediately," he demanded. "There are ancient warnings about the velocity barrier. It is dangerous." "What warnings?" Lisa asked. Krillix ignored her question. "The Galactic Alliance expects Earth to comply with our request. All faster-than-light research must end now." After the meeting, Lisa, Jack, and Admiral Rivera walked through the hallways of the command center. "What was he talking about?" Jack asked. "What warnings?" "I don't know," Rivera said. "But I'm not shutting down your research based on vague threats. We need to understand what happened and why." "I have a theory," Lisa said. "We need to run medical tests on the crew." The next day, Lisa sat in a lab watching brain scans of human test subjects, including herself and Jack. Dr. Grace Howard, the lead neurologist, pointed at the screen. "There's something unique about human brains," Dr. Howard explained. "This area here processes space-time perception differently than any alien species we've studied. Can this explain how we broke the light barrier?" Lisa asked. "Possibly. Your theory might be right, Lisa. Humans may perceive reality in a way that allows us to influence certain quantum fields." Jack looked skeptical. "You're saying our brains let us cheat physics?" "Not cheat," Lisa said, excitement building in her voice. "Just see paths that other species can't." News of the discovery spread quickly. Within days, the Galactic Council called an emergency meeting. Representatives from all 17 Alliance species gathered to discuss the human situation. Back on Earth, Lisa and Jack watched the broadcast of the meeting. The council chamber was filled with aliens of all shapes and sizes. Some looked almost human, while others were completely different from anything on Earth. "Humans must be contained," said the Drox representative, a tall reptilian alien. "They are unpredictable and now potentially dangerous." "We disagree," replied the Zulari speaker, her insect-like mandibles clicking. "This discovery could benefit all species. We should work together." The debate grew heated. Lisa turned to Jack with worry on her face. "They're talking about us like we're a problem to solve," she said. "Or a resource to use," Jack added grimly. Admiral Rivera called them an hour later. Her voice was tense. "We have a situation. I need you both at headquarters now." When they arrived, Rivera led them to a secure room. Inside were screens showing ships gathering near the edge of the solar system. "Some Alliance members have sent vessels to monitor Earth," Rivera explained. "They say it's for our protection, but it feels more like they're getting ready to block us in. They're afraid of us," Lisa realized. "Or what we might become," Jack said. Rivera looked at them both. "I've been authorized to tell you that your research will continue, but in secret. We need to understand this ability, and we need to do it before the Alliance decides to step in." Lisa stared at the ships on the screen. "We've changed everything, haven't we?" "Yes," Rivera said. "And there's no going back. The question is, what do we do now?" Jack's answer was simple. "We go forward. Faster than light." Lisa sat in the underground lab, watching data flow across her screen. Since the breakthrough 2 weeks ago, she and her team had been moved to a secret facility beneath the Rocky Mountains. The place was built during the old wars of the 21st century and now housed the most important research project in human history. "How's the new test subject doing?" Jack asked as he entered the room. "Kevin is showing the same brain patterns as the others," Lisa said. "That's 15 test subjects now, all with the same unique neural structure." Dr. Howard brought over more brain scans. "It's definitely something all humans share. We've checked people from every continent, different ages, different backgrounds. The result is always the same." The scans showed a small area in the brain that lit up differently than any alien species on record. This part was active when humans thought about movement through space. "So all humans can potentially pilot faster than light ships?" Jack asked. "In theory, yes," Lisa replied. "But some show stronger patterns than others. We need to find out why." Admiral Rivera entered with a serious look on her face. "We have visitors. The Eldar representative has requested to see our research." The Eldar were among the oldest species in the Alliance. They looked almost human except for their silver skin and pure white eyes. They were experts on precursor technology and rarely left their homeworld. An hour later, an Eldar named Valen stood in their lab. His face showed no emotion as he studied the human brain scans. "We have suspected this about humans since your species joined the Alliance," Valen said in perfect English. "Your minds exist partially in both realms." "Both realms?" Lisa asked. "What do you mean?" "Physical space and the space between spaces," Valen explained. "Most species perceive only the physical. Your kind can sense the pathways that connect distant points." Jack crossed his arms. "If you knew this, why keep it secret?" "Because it is dangerous knowledge," Valen said. "The last species that could do what humans can disappeared long ago. They were called the Shapers." Lisa felt a chill run down her spine. "What happened to them?" "No one knows for certain. Their worlds were found empty. Their ships abandoned. The few records we have suggest they went too far, too fast." Before Valen could explain more, an alarm sounded. Admiral Rivera checked her communication device. "We have a problem," she said. "Someone leaked information about our research again. The public knows." They rushed to a nearby room with screens showing news broadcasts. People around the world were reacting to the news that humans could travel faster than light. Some were celebrating, calling it humanity's greatest achievement. Others were protesting, afraid of alien retaliation. "This complicates things," Rivera said with a frown. Jack pointed to another screen showing a crowd gathered outside the Vextar embassy. "People are demanding answers about the ancient warnings Krillix mentioned." Lisa turned to Valen. "Will you tell us the truth? What are these warnings?" Valen hesitated. "Some knowledge is protected. But I can say this. Speed is not the danger. It is what one might encounter between destinations." "Encounter?" Dr. Howard asked. "You mean there's something out there, in the space between spaces?" Valen's white eyes seemed to look through them. "That is why the precursors built the wormhole network. Safe passages through control points. Going beyond." He stopped himself. "I have said too much." The door opened, and a security officer rushed in. "Admiral, we've detected unusual energy readings from orbit. 3 Alliance ships have changed position." Rivera's face hardened. "Are they taking aggressive action?" "No, ma'am. They appear to be scared. They're backing away from Earth." Lisa and Jack exchanged confused looks. Valen, however, seemed to understand. "They sense it already," he whispered. "Sense what?" Lisa demanded. "The attention you have drawn. The ripples in the void." Valen moved toward the door. "I must contact my government immediately. The situation has become more urgent than I thought." As Valen left, Jack turned to Lisa. "What just happened?" Lisa stared at the screens showing the retreating alien ships. "I think we just learned why no one goes faster than light." Admiral Rivera sat alone in her office, reading files that few humans had ever seen. After Valen's visit, She had used her security clearance to access the most classified reports on human-alien relations. What she found disturbed her deeply. A soft knock on her door interrupted her thoughts. "Come in," she called. Lisa and Jack entered, looking tired but determined. "You wanted to see us, Admiral?" Jack asked. Rivera pushed a tablet across her desk. "Read this. It's from the early days of our contact with the Alliance." Lisa picked up the tablet and began to read, with Jack looking over her shoulder. Their eyes widened. "This says the Vextar tested human brain patterns 25 years ago," Lisa said. "They knew about our unique neural structure before we even joined the Alliance." "Keep reading," Rivera said grimly. Jack continued. "They classified humans as a potential reality warper species and recommended limited access to advanced technology." He looked up. "They'd been holding us back on purpose." "Not just the Vextar," Rivera said. "At least 7 Alliance species agreed to restrict human advancement. They were afraid of what we might become." Lisa set down the tablet. "Why show us this now?" "Because we need to decide what to do next," Rivera said. "The President has called an emergency meeting. Half the leadership wants to stop all FTL research to maintain good relations with the Alliance. The others see this as Earth's chance to gain power." "And you?" Jack asked. 3 months later, Lisa stood in a large underground cave beneath the lunar South Pole. Around her, scientists and engineers worked on a ship unlike any built before. Its smooth hull gleamed under the bright lights. "This is against direct orders," Rivera said, her arms crossed as she watched the crew prepare the Lightstrider for launch. "The President specifically said no FTL jumps outside our solar system until we understand the risks better." "Those scientists will die if we don't help," Lisa argued. "We can't just let that happen." Jack nodded in agreement. "This is why we built this ship, to do what others can't." Rivera sighed. "I'll try to buy you some time, but if anything goes wrong, I never knew about this mission." "Understood." The crew of the rescue mission was small. Lisa, Jack, Kelly as pilot, Dr. Howard to monitor Kelly's condition, and a security officer named Steve Harris. They carried emergency supplies and medical equipment for the scientists at the outpost. As they boarded the ship, Holloway pulled Lisa aside. "There's something strange about that distress call," he whispered. "The timing, right after our first successful test. It's too perfect." "What are you saying?" Lisa asked. "Just be careful," Holloway warned, "and come back in one piece." The Lightstrider launched from the lunar base and moved to a safe distance for the jump. Inside the control room, Kelly put on the neural helmet. "Setting coordinates for Ta City," she said. "Everyone ready." The rest of the crew strapped into their seats. This would be the longest jump ever attempted, more than 12 light years. "Quantum fold drive activating," Jack announced. Kelly closed her eyes and once again felt her awareness expand beyond the ship. The pathways through space appeared in her mind, glowing threads stretching into infinity. She found the one leading to Ta City and focused on it. "Here we go," she whispered. The ship shuddered as reality bent around them. The stars stretched into long streaks of light, then vanished completely. For a moment, they seemed to be in a place of swirling colors and strange shapes that made no sense to human eyes. Then, with a flash, they were back in normal space. "Jump complete," Kelly announced. "We've arrived at Ta City." Lisa checked the instruments. 4 hours and 12 minutes. We just traveled 12 light years in the time it takes to watch a movie. They approached the scientific outpost, a small station orbiting the 4th planet in the system. But as they got closer, they saw damage to the outer hull. "What happened here?" Jack wondered. The distress call mentioned a stellar event, not an attack. They docked with the station and entered carefully. The lights were dim, and emergency systems were active. They found the scientists huddled in the central lab, looking scared and injured. "Thank the stars you came," said one of them, a man with a wounded arm. "We thought no one would reach us in time." I'm Dr. Ben Harris, another scientist said. How did you get here so quickly? The nearest wormhole exit is 2 weeks away. We have a new drive system, Lisa explained carefully. Tell us what happened here. Ben looked nervously at his colleagues. It wasn't a stellar event. We lied in our message because we were afraid they might be monitoring our communications. Who? Steve asked, his hand moving to his weapon. We don't know exactly, Ben said. 3 ships appeared without warning. They didn't use the wormhole gate. They just appeared. They attacked without communication, focused on our research section. What were you researching? Lisa asked. Precursor artifacts, Ben replied. We found something in the ruins on the planet below. An ancient device that seemed to be designed to detect unusual space-time events. Jack and Lisa exchanged worried looks. When did the attack happen? Jack asked. About 6 hours after your test flight near Earth's moon, Ben said. The device activated on its own right before they came. Kelly, who had been quiet, suddenly stepped forward. They're coming back, she said, her voice distant. I can feel them. Everyone turned to look at her. Her eyes had a strange glow to them. How do you know? Dr. Howard asked. I just know, Kelly said. But they sense us too now. The Light Strider. They're afraid of it. Outside the station, space rippled as 3 black ships materialized. But as soon as they appeared, they detected the Light Strider's energy signature and rapidly retreated, vanishing as quickly as they had come. They ran away, Steve said in disbelief. Why would they do that? Lisa stared at the empty space where the ships had been. Because they recognize what we are and what we can do. The return journey to Earth was tense. The Light Strider carried not only its original crew, but also the 12 scientists from the Ta City outpost. Among them, Ben Harris sat with Lisa in the small meeting area of the ship. Those ships have attacked 3 other research stations in the past year, Ben explained, all studying precursor technology. The Alliance has been keeping it secret to avoid causing panic. Why didn't they tell Earth? Jack asked, joining them. Because humans were never supposed to know about the real threat, Ben said. The Alliance Council voted to keep it from younger species. Kelly entered the room, looking tired but alert. Since piloting the ship to Ta City, she had been different, more focused, more aware. They're called the Void Hunters, she said suddenly. Everyone turned to look at her. What did you say? Lisa asked. The things that attacked the station. The things the precursors feared. They're called the Void Hunters. I saw them in my mind during the jump. Dr. Howard scanned Kelly with a medical device. Her brain activity has changed again. The neural pathways are reorganizing themselves. Is she in danger? Jack asked with concern. I don't think so, Dr. Howard replied. It's more like evolution. Her brain is adapting to perceive things it couldn't before. Kelly smiled slightly. I can see them all now. The paths between stars. The weak spots in space where things can slip through. And I can feel when others use those paths. When they arrived back at Earth, Admiral Rivera was waiting with a mix of anger and relief on her face. You disobeyed direct orders, she said, but you saved 12 lives. The President is conflicted about whether to punish you or give you medals. We discovered something important, Lisa said. The attacks on the research stations weren't random. Someone or something is targeting precursor technology research. In a secure conference room, Ben shared all the data from the attacked outposts. The pattern was clear. Whatever these Void Hunters were, they only appeared near stations studying specific precursor artifacts. There's more, Kelly said. She had been quiet since their return, processing her new perceptions. The pilots of our FTL ships are changing. Not just me. The others in the program, too. It was true. The 20 human pilots who had been testing short FTL jumps around the solar system were all showing similar changes. Enhanced cognitive abilities, faster reflexes, and sometimes the ability to perceive events before they happened. It's like their brains are rewiring to better navigate FTL space, Dr. Howard explained to the group of military and scientific leaders. The door opened, and 3 Eldar entered, including Valen. With them was the ancient archivist they had met before. "We have come to tell you the complete truth," the archivist said. "It is time you understood what you face." The lights dimmed, and a holographic display appeared in the center of the room. It showed the galaxy with thousands of tiny lights representing the wormhole gate network. The precursors did not build this network for convenience, the archivist explained. They built it because they had no choice. The natural method of faster-than-light travel attracts the attention of entities that exist in the space between normal reality. The hologram changed to show strange, shadowy forms moving through the darkness between stars. "The Void Hunters," Valen said. "They feed on the energy of civilizations. The precursors discovered this too late. Many of their worlds were consumed before they created the gate network as a safe alternative. But humans can travel faster than light without attracting them," Jack pointed out. "The hunters ran from our ship." The archivist nodded slowly. "This is what we did not expect. Something about your species' mind-guided FTL travel is different. You do not tear open space as the precursors did. You fold it instead. And the hunters seem to fear this ability." Admiral Rivera stood up. "Why would they fear us?" The archivist's many eyes blinked in sequence. "Because you may be able to do what no other species has done before. You may be able to hunt the hunters." Kelly looked at the shadowy forms in the hologram and nodded. "I can find them," she said quietly. "I can see where they hide." 1 week later, representatives from all 17 species of the Galactic Alliance gathered at Earth. It was the first time the full council had met on human soil. The large meeting hall was tense as the final vote was tallied. "The motion passes," announced the council leader, a tall blue-skinned alien. "All faster-than-light travel outside the authorized gate network is hereby banned. Any species that violates this ban will face immediate sanctions." Lisa, Jack, and Admiral Rivera sat on the human side of the room, their faces grim. After everything they had learned, the Alliance had voted to stop all FTL research, including Earth's. "This is for the safety of all civilizations," the Vextar representative said. "The Void Hunters are a threat to us all." As the meeting ended, Krillvik approached the humans. "You must destroy your quantum fold drive," he insisted. "The risk is too great." "And if we refuse?" Rivera asked coldly. "Then Earth will stand alone," Krillvik replied. "No trade, no technology exchange, no protection." Back at the secret base, the human leadership debated what to do next. The president was on a video screen, looking troubled. "The Alliance has been our path to the stars," she said. "Can we really risk losing that?" "Madam President," Lisa said, stepping forward. "I've been analyzing the precursor data the Eldar shared with us. There's something important everyone has missed." She displayed images of ancient star charts. "The Void Hunters have been slowly expanding their territory for millions of years. With or without human FTL travel, they're coming. The wormhole network just delayed the inevitable." Kelly, who had been quiet, spoke up. "She's right. I can sense them now, even without the neural helmet. They're gathering at the edges of Alliance space." "What are you suggesting?" the president asked. Admiral Rivera stood up. "Humanity has a unique ability that the rest of the Alliance lacks. We can travel through their territory without attracting them, or even fight them if necessary. We shouldn't be hiding from this gift. We should be using it." "To do what?" asked the president. "To become the defenders the galaxy needs," Jack replied. 3 days later, Lisa and Rivera presented a bold plan to a select group of Alliance representatives, including the Eldar and the Zulari, who had always been more supportive of humans. "We propose creating a specialized human fleet," Rivera explained. "Ships equipped with quantum fold drives, piloted by trained humans. A rapid response force that can reach any part of Alliance space in hours, not weeks or months." "To do what?" asked the Zulari representative. To defend against the Void Hunters, Lisa said. To find them before they attack and drive them back. The debate lasted for days. Some species were strongly against it, arguing that more FTL travel would only make things worse. Others saw the logic in having defenders who could match the hunters' mobility. In the end, a compromise was reached. Earth would be allowed to build a small fleet of defense ships, but under strict Alliance oversight. It wasn't everything they wanted, but it was a start. 1 month later, Lisa stood in a large hangar watching the final touches being put on the Nova Guardian, Earth's first official FTL defense vessel. It was larger than the Lightstrider, with better weapons and systems designed specifically to track and engage Void Hunters. Kelly walked up beside her, wearing a new uniform with a special insignia, a light beam breaking through darkness. Ready for our first mission, Director Morgan? Kelly asked with a smile. Lisa nodded. As ready as we'll ever be. Admiral Rivera joined them, her face serious. Long-range sensors just picked up multiple anomalies appearing near Alliance worlds, more than we've ever detected before. They know what we've discovered, Kelly said quietly. They know we can fight back. Jack approached with the final mission briefing. The Nova Guardian will depart in 6 hours. The fate of a lot of worlds may depend on what we do next. Lisa looked at the impressive ship before them, then at the humans preparing for the mission. They had broken the universe's most fundamental rule, and in doing so, discovered a threat to all life. Now they would use their unique gift to defend not just Earth, but all civilizations. Let's show them what humans can do, she said with determination. Let's go faster than light.